We're here today with Rebecca Halima Hamm. Halima is going to be in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, April 5th through the 7th, doing a workshop. And the name of the workshop is The Divine Existence, where everything is one. And one of the areas that you're going to be working with us that weekend, Halima, is that of separation and its relationship to judgment, righteousness, and multiplicity. Can you expand on that a little bit for us, please?
Oh man, this is a subject matter that's dear to my heart. It actually hurts my heart when I see people make separation. I'm better than you. My path is better than yours. Republican, Democrat, boy, girl, man, woman. We just create separation in thousands of ways, and again, it creates a lot of pain and judgment. And when we're afraid of something on top of feeling separated, for example, if I say I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong here. I can't seem to see the angels, or I can't hear what my inner voice is saying. That's separation. Or comparison. When someone says he's in the unity or she's in the unity, I'm not. This is not true. That is like saying that the entire universe is separate from everything that is. So I see it in politics, I see it in religion, I see it in spiritual paths, I see it in the medical field. If I go to somebody and I say I have cancer, and the medical world says you have to do X, Y, and Z, and I say, well, I have this wonderful guide, his name is CD, he's going to give me a cancer formula, and all of a sudden it heals my cancer, then the doctors make separation. They make CD wrong, they make the guide wrong, because we create places in our beingness that says this is possible and this is not possible. And so separation, I think, is one of the worst things that can happen in society. And there's an amazing chapter or section in Music of the Soul, and those of you that don't have that, the Music of the Soul is a beautiful book that our guide CD, Al-Jamal, wrote as part of our teachings over the last 15, 18 years. And I would like to read something to everyone, so I think it's really powerful. And I'm going to look over to my right, but just so I can read this. He says, "Know, my beloved children, that the ways of God, or Allah, are as many as there are beings in the world." That's powerful. And he goes on to say, "But the following of this understanding, which is precious in its essence, is difficult for most humans and most human minds to understand." And he goes on to say, "It is not possible for most human understanding to grasp this because of the difficulty in its content and matter." And he goes on to say, he goes, that for the people, for those who follow this understanding, it is easy and soft. Wow, isn't that beautiful? He said, to understand that there are as many ways as there are humans in the universe is easy and soft if you understand it. He said, but it's difficult for most to walk on this path because they have difficulty with diversity and understanding. So I'm paraphrasing this paragraph, but it emphasizes what I was saying earlier. When we create separation within ourselves, we promote separation outside of ourselves. It is understood that you can't possibly be happy because the universe, God, created us through love and through uniqueness. And how is it possible that if I'm created uniquely and there is no one else like me, through our fingerprints and everything, how is it possible that I am made unique and beautiful and yet I don't belong? How do I take myself off the earth and put myself outside of the Milky Way galaxy? So separation is emphasized in so many ways through the abuse of power, and we see it in politics, we see it in spiritual paths, we see it in the medical world, we see it everywhere, even within families. And the greater that separation is, the harder it is for our heart to stand in our own power and our own uniqueness. And it is my greatest desire that when I come out and we do this workshop, is to encourage people, inspire people, promote the idea of each person doing their own exploration about what their own truth is, specifically as it relates to their own uniqueness. Again, so comparison and blame and all of these things that we do is what tears us up inside. And it is my greatest hope that when I come out, that we'll be able to explore this concept personally and collectively to help everyone to have a breakout with that. And by the way, just quickly, freedom comes from uniqueness. Everyone do your homework. Don't listen to me. Do your homework. Explore some of the greatest people that have ever walked in this universe. They were not conformist. They were not followers. Mass consciousness and the change in mass consciousness came from someone who was brave enough to throw out an idea that allowed everyone to find their own uniqueness. This is what we're intended to experience, and freedom is part of that uniqueness. So that's what I want to say.
We definitely look forward to exploring that with you, Halima. Rebecca, Halima will be in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, April 5th through the 7th. You can either come to the Sufi Center, you can join online, it will be streamed, and it will be recorded. So take a look at this email. It's got all the information you need, and we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you, Halima.